Okay, this is Ukrainian Bell Carol for Violin 3. So a couple things that I do want to point out before I play through for you. In measure 22, you have that C sharp. So for that C sharp, make sure you are playing that high 3. So if your third finger is on the third tape, like mine is here, 1, 2, 3, you just take that third finger and slide it a little step, a half step. So it's now between the two tapes. Your third finger shouldn't reach up to this next tape. That is a different note. In measure 29, that is where you have the D sharp. The D sharp is on your D string and it's a low 1, so it's back behind the tape. So in measure 29, you're gonna start and you're gonna play your B, which is your second finger. When you cross over the D string, you're gonna play a low 1 and then slide it up to the first finger tape for the next note. And that has to happen in a slur. So you won't change your bow between those two notes. And you wanna make sure you're keeping that rhythm. 1, 2, and 3. Measure 31. So you're gonna slide, but you wanna try to do it quickly so you're not really hearing the notes slide. Throughout here, you have a lot of different dynamic changes. So make sure for anything that is piano or mezzo piano, you are staying a little closer to your fingerboard. You're using lighter bow weight and that you're not quite so low in the bow. For anything that is crescendoing, moving towards a mezzo forte or a fortissimo, you wanna make sure you're moving closer to the bridge, you're adding more weight, and you're staying a little closer towards the frog or at least in the lower part of your bow. And just a reminder that anytime that you have dotted half notes, like you have at measure 13, like you have at measure 69, anywhere there, you wanna make sure you're always adding a tiny accent, even though it's not marked, so that we can really clearly hear all those note changes and so that we kind of sound like we're bells. We're giving that ringing effect. So starting at 13. Just adding some weight at the beginning of each note, pulling your bow a little bit faster, and then slowing the bow down, backing off, and kind of fading out. So I'm gonna play through the Ukrainian Bell Carol at 92. One, two, three. Set your bow. 1, 2, 3. one last thing I do want to point out is if you look at those tied notes between 37 up to 41, you'll see like the slurs, the ties between every note, and over the top you'll see parentheses with an up bow in the middle. You also see this at 73 with those tied notes. What that means is you're tying all of those notes together. So from 37 to 38 up through 40, each one of those is 3. So essentially we're tying 4 dotted half notes together. 4 times 3 is 12 beats. It's really hard to fit 12 beats in one bow. So just somewhere in that bow, when you run out of room, you change your bow to an up bow. It does not have to be where the up bow is marked. That's why it's in parentheses. It just means somewhere during that tied note, that held note, you change your bow so that you have enough bow and so that you're ready to play a down bow on the next measure.